I'm not going to edit that out. That's too funny. If you want to roast me for that, I will take that because that is hilarious. Okay. Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and this is going to be a Raid Shadow Legends video diving into getting my White King and Narcissus a little bit more built and min-maxed and ready to actually be a feature in some of my PvP teams. I actually did a video early today, and I just threw some gear on him quickly after I got him maxed and then took him for a spin to see if he was going to be something that kind of fit within my account and within my teams and something I wanted to really utilize. Some of you were roasting me and criticizing me, like, why didn't you build him properly? Why didn't you min-max him? And in my mind, I wasn't doing that yet. I was just throwing gear I had laying around and then seeing what kind of teams I could get out there to kind of test something. So now let's do a more official build. Let's go through the optimizer. Let's see what we can do. And then let's take him for a drive with some better built gear on him. Because if you notice, that video that I put out, it wasn't White King Narcissus build guide. The title of the video was, do I regret pulling for him, basically? Do I think he's worth it? If I was going to do like a build guide, that would be a lot different. I would have an infographic. I would go over what's optimal, do this, look for this, get a 100% crit rate, and it would obviously be a lot different of a video as opposed to me testing something. But that's my fault. I didn't clarify it, so I will take the criticism of roasting my White King Narcissus build, of me just throwing gear on him to quickly take him for a test drive. I should have clarified that a lot better. My apologies. But okay, anyway, now that we're going to be using him a lot more consistently on my account, and I do want to get him featured in some of my tag team arena teams and stuff like that, and I want to kind of roll with him after taking him for a test drive, I'm going to make sure I get 100% crit rate on him and get some crit damage and get a lot of HP and get some of these more mainline min-max builds where I'm taking gear off other people to make it happen and all of that. Now, I would ideally like to get him in something that would ignore even more defense. I would like to get him in like a lethal and stuff like that, but I just don't quite have enough good gear. I'm like one piece short on being able to hit the parameters I need to hit while also bringing in lethal. So I've got to use a little bit more of your standardized sets and standardized gearing to be able to actually make the build fully functional. And if I pull up the optimizer, which admittedly I am no pro on using the optimizer, I'm trying to get better with this and use it more often because it is absolutely an amazingly ridiculous awesome tool. But when I plugged in my current White King Narcissus build and then I put in some stat parameters to go with kind of making him a big damage dealer in PvP, it was spitting out a build like this to consider. And I know it's a little bit small to read. I'll try to remember to like zoom in and stuff. And the optimizer is able to get me a little bit more speed and a lot more crit damage. Like that would absolutely slap if I got him the 73 more crit damage. But the problem is I lose so much of the other stuff. I lose all that HP and all that toughness and that tankiness to put him in a more defensive style. But if I wanted to min-max his damage, like do these numbers mean that technically he still does less damage? Because you can see here that getting the 73 crit damage but losing all that HP, since his multiplier scales with HP, even getting all of that crit damage, it's still going to be a little bit less damage. So the build that I went with here, just getting the raw stats, is actually probably better than even what the optimizer is showing me, at least based off of how I'm looking at it. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. We were able to hit some pretty good thresholds here on the stats. We were able to get up to 105,000 HP with a decent 2,700 defense, 240 speed, the 100% crit cap, and then 260% crit damage, while also having his abilities ignoring defense here just kind of as a passive here on the AoE, ignoring at 25% on the A2 and all of the shields and extra hitting and stuff like that. So this build will definitely be a lot better than just that first build where I was kind of taking him for a test drive and just seeing what I could do really quickly. Now we're ready to really utilize him consistently here on the account. So now that we've gone through, min-maxed it, optimized it, ran it through the optimizer system, let's see what we can do here. This is kind of a standard style team of going up against like your Speed Arbiter, your Sun Wukong, your UDK. This is the type of team you're going to see all over the place. Sun Wukong and UDK are probably, well, actually, the three of those are probably three of the top 5 most common champions in the arena. It's probably like Arbiter, Sun Wukong, UDK, and then what would be like the other 2 in the top 5? Maybe Rhonda, because she was free to play and she's a damage dealer. Maybe Lydia is going to be pretty common as well. But yeah, Sun Wukong, Arbiter, and UDK might honestly be the top 3 most common champions you're going to come across in the arena. So let's see how this is going to go here. It's a pretty decently even fight. It's like 280 versus 270. Should be a fun one. But White King is going to slap so much crazier than he did in my last video for sure. There we go. They're gonna some of these arbiters in gold 5 are not built for anything too crazy. Decreased attack is not going to matter for White King. That is absolutely amazing. You'll love to see it. And now we are ready on our White King here to absolutely AoE nuke. They have a shield on the Ray and the Sun Wukong. So AoE will ignore, place an extra hit under a shield. So let's put this on ×1 and let's see what our nuke is going to be here. We go pop and boom, absolutely blasting down. The only things that were able to survive are getting the unkillable there on the Arbiter, for example. So pretty easy, pretty massive slaps here coming from the White King. We get the block revive there on the Lydia, so Sun Wukong can't come back, and then we slap it down with the White King. And then here is another super common team you're going to see up in gold 5. You've got your UDK, your Arbiter, and then your Ronda Mithrawa. Pretty standard defensive team, and you got a 290 versus 280. Should be another pretty good fight here. Let's leave it a more full auto, and there we go. But I'm really shocked. White King is just absolutely smacking now. Yeah, he is a really fun, tanky damage dealer. I'm definitely going to be utilizing him a lot, and I'm glad that I took the time to actually get him in a proper build as opposed to just like a quick initial test build. Ronda, of course, going to be pretty tanky here, and there we go, and nuke it down. Let's see if we can get a really tough match. A 328 with Trunda Foley could be pretty difficult. There we go. We got the Arbiter getting everything off, lowering the defense. Ooh, we're able to break it. As long as White King can get an... I couldn't get an ability off. Yeah. So, like, I probably... Oh, yep. See, Tormund's missing gear now because of swapping things around. Oh, I put the wrong Tormund in. You gotta be kidding me. I put the wrong Tormund in? Oh my good. I have a naked Tormund. How long have I been doing that on my account? How long have I been using a naked Tormund? You gotta be kidding. Oh my goodness. Yeah, here's the Tormund I need to be using. Oh my. I thought my power seemed a little bit low. I'm like, I would think they'd be at like 320 or 330. Oh my goodness. Like what? Okay, let's get the right Tormund in here and see what that is going to change. Okay, here we go. Yeah, see, they're 328. Yeah, I thought that's kind of more in line with what my team should look like. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. I have no idea how long I've been doing that. So, okay, this should go a lot better now. We aren't using a naked champion here in our runs. Yeah, there we go. We got the Trunda frozen. It's already going to go a lot differently here. They're going to debuff. We get the cleanse. Now we break it down, and White King is going to go absolutely bonkers here with the nuke. And then we are going to be able to kind of slowly whittle them down, and we've got a lot. You know what? In my last video that I did showcasing the kind of like test run for White King, I think I was using the naked Tormund. Unreal. Unbelievable. Okay. I'm not going to edit that out. That's too funny. If you want to roast me for that, I will take that because that is hilarious. Okay. This will be a fun one. 260 versus 330. We got the Pythion. Another pretty standard composition here that you might go up against in gold 5. And let's see if we can get White King to absolutely smack. Ooh, that Mashaled's going to have a rough day. Yeah. There it is. It's a little bit brutal though with Leorius, but we're able to use the Mighty Uka to take him down and absolutely run through with White King. And there you have it. Okay. What is this one will be easy peasy. Krisk has really tumbled down in the arena meta, but this will be fun to just blast through at Krisk because Krisk is going to place all those shields, and then White King is just going to go absolutely bonkers there with the double hits. Yeah, look at him just chew through the Mithrawa. And then he's also pretty good versus UDK as well, because we don't really care about the UDK placing decreased attack, and we can do like the AoE massive damage. We can increase the cooldowns so that UDK can't go as crazy as often. And as long as we have the White Queen in there, UDK is not going to be able to resist it. And he's usually built in like high tankiness, high resistance. So going to be a lot of fun to kind of run through these UDKs in the arena. And there we go. She will take him down here on the next attack that White King is able to do. And going to be a very tanky, very high utility team here with White King able to do plenty of damage and cooldown manipulation to get me through some teams here. Okay, let's find a really, really tough one. This is a 312 with a Duchess UDK Mighty Uko. That's pretty tough. Pretty even in terms of team power. Let's go through here. Duchess can be a little bit brutal. She's gonna lower the AoE damage of my White King and all that. We were able to blast through. They've got double revive. The one rough thing with this kind of a team centered around White King is that we're not going to be able to block revive. And I don't have the Lydia in here. I could bring like Lydia instead of Tormund, but if I just want to be like lazily farming in Gold 5 or Tag Team Arena and all that, I just feel like I'm going to get a little bit more consistency here because I'm not going to win very many speed battles with this team. And the Tormund's going to give me a little bit of insurance. Let's target down the Duchess if we can. We have a speed buff and they don't. I should be able to outcycle. The Mighty Uko shouldn't be able to get a turn, I wouldn't think. There we go. Yeah, we got the block buffs. They don't really have a cleanse there. Yeah, we should be good. We should be good. Yeah, okay, there we go. We got that much CC on the Duchess, it's over. But there we go. Okay, cool. Yeah, that was a tough one. I mean, 311 with a Duchess UDK with a Mighty Uko. That's a very standard, solid Gold 5 team. Ooh, wait, this one will be brutal here. We've got a 400 Duchess, Candrafon, Cardi L. This may be an L. So once you get up in the 400s, the discrepancy can be a little bit tough to get through. Let's see what we can do. We have the shield, so we're going to do a lot of damage. Look at that. No problem. We're able to do it. White King, OP, he's crazy. I'm definitely not going to regret building him. He is somebody I am going to use a ton of. Even though Sun Wukong can do the self-revive and stuff like that, I feel like the White King just kind of fits my playstyle a little bit better. I've always been a fan of the defensive teams with like Tormund and Duchess and Nekarit and that style of play. So I definitely foresee myself getting a lot of value out of White King Narcissus and doing the build and doing the guaranteed event and all that. So there we have it. We've got a little bit more of a proper build on White King with hitting the different thresholds that we need to get to. I need to continue to farm Dark Fae and stuff like that, get him in lethal, do the City of Centranos, and like just keep evolving the different set bonuses I'm able to get on him while also hitting those thresholds, and he'll get even better. I also need to get a soul. I need to get a blessing on him for sure. So still a long ways to go on getting him where I need to be, but that's the story of Raid. You never have everything perfectly where it needs to be, but definitely slapping, and I'm really happy with White King so far. So cheers, I appreciate all of you. It is Friday, and I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. I'll see you soon in the next video. Peace.